7. Second down, and Baker Mayfield throws it up. Rashard Higgins brings it down for the 17-yard score. The Browns go on to win 41-35 with 4 touchdown passes from Baker Mayfield. So right now, the Browns are the 5 seed with that wild card spot almost in hand, and they can still win the division. Baker Mayfield also had a career day on Sunday. So, Joe, do you trust Baker Mayfield in the playoffs?
Well, Colleen, last weekend against the playoff-bound Tennessee Titans, in the biggest and most important game that the Browns franchise has played in probably 2 decades, which isn't saying a whole lot, but it still was. Dare I say, maybe a playoff atmosphere? The Browns open up the game by throwing on first down with Baker Mayfield's arm. They threw on second down with the arm of Baker Mayfield, and they threw when they got down to the goal line with Baker Mayfield. The results? Well, it just so happened to be the best offensive half in modern Browns history, scoring 38 points, and on their 6 drives in the first half, they scored 5 touchdowns and a field goal. They've never been close to that in the history of this franchise. So, now I didn't go to any Ivy League schools like Kevin Stefanski, but I did go to the Harvard of the Midwest, which is what we always call Wisconsin. It's very well known. And so I know what's working, and you stick with what's working in these playoff atmosphere type games when you get to the playoffs. So I absolutely trust Baker Mayfield throwing the football down the stretch in these playoff games in December and then in the playoffs in January.
38-7 at the half, Joe Thomas. The Browns completely lit up the Titans, unlike the Raiders, who needed a miracle on the road to beat the Jets. So let's watch them get it right here. Fourth quarter, 13 seconds left, and you already know what went down here. Greg Williams sends the house, and Derek Carr gets the touchdown pass down to Henry Ruggs. So the Raiders win 31-28 there. It was the all-out blitz that was the final straw there for Greg Williams. He lost his job, and the Raiders, they won the game, leaving them as the 8 seed in the AFC. Steve, they're on the bubble right now, but will they ultimately be a playoff team?
I think they are a playoff team, and here's why. Because, yes, they hit some adversity. I love a playoff team that has hit some adversity. They know how to pull themselves up. It's the teams that don't hit any adversity throughout the whole year that makes me worry. You see, against the Atlanta Falcons, they laid an egg. They just got ran out of the building. It happens. It happens in the National Football League no matter who you're playing. That's why it is a week-to-week deal. But then they came back, obviously, with a very outstanding play and plays by the offense. Defense stepped up. The defense is not stellar, but they did enough to win. So I'm very confident, and I love a team like the Las Vegas Raiders because they know how to handle themselves, because you're going to hit adversity in the first or second quarter. We're here in Baltimore discussing the Baltimore Ravens, and they didn't have a lot of adversity in the season. And what happened? They went against a Tennessee Titans after a bye week, and they didn't know how to respond coming out of the half because they did not know what that felt like until it was over. So that's why I love the Las Vegas Raiders as a playoff-bound team.
All right, so hopefully the Raiders have that all out of their system now after the game against the Jets and the Falcons, of course. But even further behind the Raiders in the hunt, well, that would be the Patriots, who absolutely smacked the Chargers this week. So here's a look at the damage that was done. Third quarter, Patriots up 28-0. Cam Newton finds N'Keal Harry there for the 5-yard score. It's only the 3rd receiving touchdown by a Patriots receiver this season, and the Patriots win 45-0. So New England not dead yet. The Pats staying on the West Coast this week for their quick turnaround against the Rams in the same building. Just 2 days away, guys. We're going to be back together again. The Patriots and Rams from SoFi Stadium right here in LA. The Patriots, they right now have the 10 seed, but they've won 4 of 5. Irv, is New England, though, hitting its stride just like a little too late to actually make the playoffs at this point?
Man, I know everybody out there would love to be able to hear me say, oh, they're hitting the stride too late. Bill Belichick is not going to make the playoffs, but I can't tell you that because this thing is lining up perfectly for a Bill Belichick run late in this season. The Rams that they play Thursday night will have that game. That's going to be a good game. Trust me, the Patriots are good against the Rams because the one thing Belichick teaches is eye discipline, and that's the Rams' best weapon because they move you around so much. And they finish up in the East. They finish up with Miami, Buffalo, and the Jets. They already beat Miami one time. So absolutely, there's still a small chance that Bill Belichick makes the playoff again without Tom Brady.
They probably would have to win out, but it's 2020, so we've seen stranger things happen at this point. From 188,
though, win Thursday night
to another, my friend. We got Des Bryant there on the field. Des Bryant, it's his first game against the Cowboys. Will it be him and the Ravens making a push to the playoffs tonight? We'll discuss coming up. Everyone deserves a place to call home, especially those who have served our country. For every touchdown scored during the month of November, Rocket Mortgage donated $1,000 towards the fight to end veteran homelessness. And the final tally here, 384 touchdowns, bringing the grand total donation to $384,000. Well done and well deserved. Ezekiel Elliott hoping he can wrap up the week with a touchdown tonight. We've already had plenty of stunning moments over this past week of football. So before we move on to tonight, let's take one last look back at the best of Week 13.
Time to check out a rewarding week presented by Caesars Rewards.
Some spectacular performances across the league this week. So, Joe, which player really stood out to you?
Yeah, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, the Cleveland native. He continues to wow us NFL fans, and he's been doing it since he took the league in 2013. But this last weekend, he had 136 yards receiving against a pretty stingy Denver Broncos defense, and that put him over 1,000 yards receiving for the season. That's an amazing accomplishment just to get 1,000 yards. But no tight end has actually ever done that in 5 seasons, of which Travis Kelce has now done. And he has done it in 5 consecutive seasons, which is an incredible testament to the toughness and durability with which this guy plays. And he reminded all of us last weekend that he is the best tight end in the NFL.
He absolutely is one of the best tight ends, the best tight ends in the NFL. And I have to eat a little humble pie and go with Taysom Hill for the New Orleans Saints. 3 starts so far, but he is playing dynamic. He's known to be a Swiss Army knife. He's played special teams, but now, after 1,471 days since he played college ball at BYU, he throws his first touchdown pass as an NFL. 27-37, 232 yards, and a pair of touchdowns, and a passer rating of 107. Fun fact, the Saints are also 8-0 under Sean Payton as backup quarterbacks. He did an exceptional job. He has shown people now he can play in this league, and also he could be a starter in this league. Great job. 2 great guys playing extremely well. One's a starter, one now showing that he can play. This offense looks differently under Taysom Hill, but you know what? They're still getting the wins.
Sean Payton doing an incredible job with backup quarterbacks over these past couple of years. Taysom Hill, 3 starts, 3 wins, and 2